Hi everyone, welcome to this video around telehealth for students, but it might also be a handy video for health professionals and clients. So this video that you're about to watch is a mock-up of a client session with a client, their friend, and 3 different health professions, so dietetics, occupational therapy, and exercise physiology. The purpose of this video is to show you how telehealth can be used with clients, to show you that we can do most of the things that we usually do face-to-face, but often in a really adapted way. We show you how to tackle some of the common issues, especially some of the technical issues, and we've embedded some of those into the video so you can see that these things are totally normal to happen and that we can deal with these as they come up. We also have put in some specific things. So sometimes it's hard to think about how you do, for example, home modifications or observing people walking or exercising. And so we've slipped in a couple of examples in this video just to help you wrap your head around it. And the other thing that you'll notice in this video is that the quality isn't perfect. And with telehealth, we don't necessarily expect that everything's going to be perfect, but as long as it's workable and we can get through the same sort of things that we do in a face-to-face session, that's what we're looking for. One of the important notes is that this simulation is not clinically accurate. So although some of the things are what we as health professionals would do in a session, we've selected each of the things that we were doing more to demonstrate the range of different activities and approaches that you could use in telehealth rather than being clinically what we'd do in a real session for that client.
Cool. Hey, Adrian, it's good to see you. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Yeah, good, thank you.
Cool. So I know you come home from hospital. There's myself online, and we've also got the dietitian, Tanya, and the exercise physiologist, Michelle, as well.
Hey, Michelle.
And you must have somebody with you as well today. Do you have a friend or something?
I've got my mate Bush here with me as well.
Okay, cool. And yeah, so he's going to be helping out, heading around today. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Cool. Okay, so I know you've just come home from hospital, and we wanted to check out a few things. That I can see they've given you a bit of a power chair to go on with in the meantime. Yep. So I was hoping to have a look at that, and also I know when we spoke on the phone, you said getting on and off the toilet was probably your first issue for now. So we'll have a look at that too. But I'm wondering whether we can. I might get Tanya to start off with a bit of background in terms of the dietetic stuff, and Michelle can take you through a bit of stuff, and then you can give me a tour around the house as well. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, perfect. I'm just having a little trouble hearing you. We'll just turn up the volume on our end.
Yeah, yep. And so let us know as we're going along if you can't hear us or see us properly.
Okay, we'll do.
Make that happen. Cool, Tanya. Did you have a few things you wanted to check in about today?
Yeah, hi Adrian. Look, it's good to see you again. I'm just wondering how you're going with eating and drinking at the moment.
Not too bad. Just having my standard Weet-Bix in the morning and wraps at lunch and so on and so on.
Okay. Has your appetite changed at all?
No, it hasn't. I don't think it has. Anyway, no, I'm pretty still the same.
Okay. So your clothes, have they got any looser or anything like that? I just want to check if any changes have happened with your weight.
I don't think it has. Feel free to tell me if it's supposed to, but no, it's still the same.
Okay. So can I just have a quick rundown? There's just a couple of things I want to check, then I can have a bit of baseline data if that's okay. So your approximate height
is 179.
179, and your approximate weight?
84 and a half.
84 and a half. And is that your usual weight? Like if we're looking at 2 months or 6 months, has it been steady over that time? Okay. And your muscle ratio in that, do you feel there's any change of muscle to soft tissue, to fat?
I don't feel like anything's changed.
All right, now you were starting to tell me a bit about what you eat. How about I just do a quick check in terms of just nutritional adequacy. So I'll have a quick look at the 5 food groups, see you're getting enough protein, see you're getting enough nutrients in there, if that's all right. So yep. When you first wake up in the morning, you mentioned something about Weet-Bix?
Yep, so I go through 7 Weet-Bix and about 400 mils of trim milk and about probably half a can of peaches.
Are they tin peaches?
Yeah, tin peaches.
Yep. Are they in juice or
Yep.
syrup? Do you know?
Juice.
Okay. And do you have something to drink with that?
No.
No. Okay. So when would the next time be that you have something to eat or drink?
Normally have a coffee around 10 o'clock, which is a mocha, skim mocha.
Okay. How much milk would be in that, do you think?
I have a medium-sized cup, so I'm guessing it's probably about 300 mils.
Yep. And where are we up to? Lunch? What kinds of things might you have there?
Oh yeah, I normally have a few Cruskits before lunch as well with peanut butter on it.
Okay.
And then an apple.
Yep.
And then for lunch I'd have chicken wraps, so 2 chicken wraps, and I'd have a bit of cheese, bit of salad, some pre-cooked chicken, and then some chili sauce.
And what size wraps are they? Are they big ones or little ones?
Yeah, the big ones, yep.
Big ones. Are they white or wholemeal?
White.
Okay. And
And I probably have about 120 grams of chicken.
Okay.
Probably about 60 grams of chicken over each one.
In each one.
Yep.
And do you add any margarine or mayo to those?
No.
All right. Do you have anything else with your lunch?
No. I'd probably drink maybe about 500 mils of water.
All right. Let's jump to during the afternoon snacky phase. What might happen before dinner?
I'd just have a banana around afternoon tea time.
Something to drink then?
Yeah, just continually drinking water throughout the day. So I'd probably drink maybe 2 litres of water throughout the day.
Great. And what about pre-dinner? Do you have any snacks sort of while dinner's happening or while you're getting dinner?
No snacks.
Okay, so what about your evening meal then? What does that look like?
The evening meal will probably be about 200 grams of kumara, so sweet potato over here. And I'd have probably around about 150 grams of chicken or steak.
Yep.
And then a cup of coleslaw.
Okay, and has the chicken got the skin on it or the steak got the fat on it?
Yep, they both have skin and fat on it. Yeah, the chicken I have is the one from Coles.
Yep.
It's kind of like KFC chicken.
Yep. Okay.
Good stuff.
And a cup of coleslaw.
Yeah, coleslaw or spinach or something like that.
And do you have something sweet after dinner?
Yeah, I normally have a Shabani yogurt.
Oh, yes. Anything else with that? Any fruit or anything?
No, just a Shabani by itself.
Okay. And what do you have to drink with your evening meal? Anything different?
No, just water again.
Okay. And what about alcohol? Beer or wine or spirits or mixes?
No, very rare do I drink alcohol.
Okay. And after dinner, do you have, like, during supper, do you have chocky or something sweet or something to nibble on?
Yeah, if there is something sweet in the cupboard, I will have it. Maybe a couple of favourites, or maybe a little bit of ice cream if that's in the freezer.
All right. Well, just for a quick check, that's looking okay. You're not having a whole lot of vegetables, it doesn't look like, but in your salad wraps, I'm not sure about how much tomato or lettuce or whatever you put in there. I didn't quite ask that at the time.
Oh, so that's just coleslaw, bagged coleslaw as well in the wraps.
Okay. So look, I'm pretty happy with that at the moment, and your weight's stable, and you've got whole grains, you've got breads, you've got fruit, you've got vegetables, you've got enough protein. It's looking really good from my part. So I'm happy to, so well done. Happy to hand it over.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Tanya. And so some of the things I wanted to look at today, Adrian, was I want to have a bit of a tour around your house. I know you've just got home from hospital, and the OT from the hospital gave me a bit of an update and said that you're getting a bit weaker with your legs, and it's getting a little bit harder to get on and off the bed, on and off the toilet, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But you got your friend, did you say Chris? Your friend Chris that was staying with you?
Stephen.
It was Stephen. Great. Awesome. So we might, if we could get Stephen to give you a bit of a tour around the home. And I also just want to see that this chair fits through all your hallways and everything. haven't seen your place before. So can we maybe head down to where the bathroom is first? That's the priority space today.
Neither do I, actually.
Excuse me, Stephen, can you just open the bathroom door for me?
Sure.
Okay, we might need to be making that a bit easier too, won't we?
Yeah.
Nope, that's a bedroom. And that is also a bedroom. Here we go.
Cool. So you haven't got back to your usual home, have you? This is where you'll be staying?
Yeah, this is where I'll be
Medium-term?
staying at the moment.
Cool. Okay. So I can't quite didn't see a toilet in there. Was there a...
It's just around the corner.
Oh, okay. Ooh, pretty cramped in there.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to have to think about how we're going to get you on there. How far does Stephen, if you want to come into the bathroom and maybe stand a bit closer to the toilet. And Adrian, are you comfortable to how far can you safely bring that chair in there?
I don't actually think I can get it through the door there, Kieran. It's too tight of an angle.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I cannot
Wow.
get the door.
We got a few things that we're going to need to change, aren't we? So the first thing for today, I just want to see how good you are with walking.
Okay.
We're going to have to get Stephen to give you a bit of a hand because I know you had a couple of falls before you went into hospital and even a couple while you were in there.
Yep.
So we're probably going to need him to be a bit hands-on just to make sure you don't have a fall. You're
No worries.
So we're going to have to prop that phone up somewhere. Do you reckon you can prop it on the bath? Was there a bath or something on the other wall?
I'll work it out.
Yeah, if you want to prop it up there, just so I can see the walk into the bathroom.
We'll just move the shower.
Maybe, actually, it's most important probably that I look at the toilet. So if you can get it facing the toilet, then I can see what's happening. Great. That's perfect, actually, because then I can see coming in the doorway as well. Awesome. So do you want to give him a hand, just getting him up and moving and into the bathroom, and then we'll get him on the toilet, and then I can start to see how well he's moving today, and we can have a think about what equipment we might need. Okay. Yep. So it's good we got that bench there, something for you to hold on to. Not particularly strong, but we'll work our way around it. Okay. So you're able to do it, just a little bit unsteady?
Yeah, a little bit unsteady, but Stephen helped me, so that was great.
Okay, so it's a bit of a tight area in there. So what we might need to do is I might have to get Stephen to help me with a couple of measurements at the moment. I'm already thinking along the lines of, because you said you're staying here for now, but it might not be your long-term place. So probably something that you can hold on to when you get on and off the toilet.
Yep.
And we might have to have a couple of other attachment places that you can grab along the way. So there is a rail that can clamp onto the bath, which might just steady you on that side to get back out to your thing. And I wouldn't suggest pulling on that power rail. I reckon it's going to come straight off the wall.
Yep.
So do you want to head back onto your chair, and then Stephen can give me a bit of a hand with all the measuring. And I'm going to take you through at some point, I think next week, a few tips about how to support people.
Beautiful.
Okay. So if you want to I need to figure out how much room we've got on either side of the toilet. Yep. So if you can just kind of measure from the wall to the side of the toilet there, and you're going to have to you've used a tape measure before, haven't you?
Certainly have.
Cool. How much room do we have there?
270 millimeters.
Yep. What about on the other side? I'm just going to write this down as we go. So that was a 270.
And 400.
Yeah, a bit more room on that side. Cool.
Yep.
And what about the height of the toilet there?
400 to the top of the...
That's 400.
Toilet.
And Stephen, do you want to grab the phone there for me?
Yep.
Grab hold of the phone for a second. And if you can just give me a bit of a look, I just want to see if there's anything coming out sometimes there's some pipes and stuff that get in the way. So can we just have a quick look around the toilet, make sure everything will fit?
So it looks
good
and clear.
And Adrian's happy sitting back in his power wheelchair at the moment?
Yes, sure is.
Yeah, until he's comfy. So we got that. And then if we can spin around and have a look at the bath, I've just got to figure out if we do a rail on that. What's the height of the bath there?
Here's 570.
A 570, awesome. So I'm going to take that down. Great, cool. So if you want to head back out, Michelle, I turned off your microphone before, but did you want to work with Adrian on some exercises, especially his feet? His ankles have been really weak lately. Did you want to take him through a few exercises? Did you want him on the bed or in the chair? What's best? Oh, you need to turn on your microphone. I turned you off before.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I can start with the chair.
Okay, so did you guys want to head back out to the lounge room? Well, yeah. Yep. And I'll leave you in Michelle's capable hands for a few minutes. I've got a couple of things I want to show you in a second, but I'll let you do your exercises first.
Okay, great. All right, so first of all, I'm just curious to find out what you find that when you've, in the last, I guess, few days to weeks, what have you noticed with your strengths? Have you noticed that there's anything you're struggling with regard to any strength levels?
Yeah, my legs feel a little bit weaker, like felt a bit wobbly there getting onto the toilet with Stephen, yep. But yeah. Yeah, so are you managing to transfer to the toilet well? How do you find getting around the house there? If there's something for me to prop up on, that's a lot better, but if there's nothing, then I really struggle and I have a few falls.
Okay, rightio. Okay. So what we might start with is just, as Kieran suggested, you're reporting that you've got some weakness around your ankles and your feet. So obviously the most obvious thing to do is to work those areas. And the ones that we could start with is gentle calf raises or heel raises.
Okay.
How are you going? How do you find moving your ankles at the moment?
Not too bad. Not those feeling stable and weak.
Okay. Can you just angle that down a little bit, Steve? Yeah, thanks. All right. So can you bring your toes back for me? Yep. And drop them down. Maybe move your steps, your little steps that you've got on. Yeah, that'd be great.
Looking good. There's not too much swelling in those feet, which is good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so to start with, is that comfortable sitting like that first of all?
I feel like I'm a bit too far forward in the chair, but yeah.
Okay, rightio. So yeah, your range is quite good there. You can drop them down and bring them back up, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So this is a good mobility exercise that you could do just to keep them moving and help with fluid. So you can actually lift them up and drop them down and circle them around, which is the most obvious things. You can do these daily. If you can slow it down as much, I know that's the hardest bit, but when you get, the circles, that's great, nice and controlled. Now, the beauty about your chair is you've got those steps there you could also use.
Okay.
So if you wanted to also put those back in place, we could possibly use those to give you a bit of resistance or push. That's great. Awesome. So I guess the first thing you want to do is you're nice and comfy in your chair with your feet comfortable on the steps there. If you want to put your toe down on your little pedal, one at a time.
Like that?
Yep. How's that feel? Comfortable?
Yep, that feels comfortable.
Okay, push down, and then I'll get you to just drop your heel a little bit and bring it back up.
Like that?
Keep your toe on the step.
Oh, yep. Like that?
Drop your heel down, yep, and back up.
The only problem we've got here at the moment is on the back of these pedals, we've got some straps that are inhibiting me dropping my heel.
I see.
But
okay.
they can just pull off. So I'll just
that's okay. You could probably work with those if you wanted. It
okay.
doesn't. Yeah.
I'm not keen to take them off. We just don't want your feet slipping off if your legs are weak.
Okay.
Yep. But good idea. Great idea there.
I think we could work within that range.
Okay.
If you're just going up and coming back down. Yep, great, great. How's that feeling? Could you do another 4 for me there?
Can do. Are we still trying to be nice and controlled when I do this?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay.
And how's that feeling? You're feeling like it's tightening on you?
Yeah, I can definitely feel it working in my calf muscles.
Okay. What I might get you to do also is just if you could possibly move your foot back a little bit further and drop your heel for a little bit of a stretch. That's it.
I can't really, oh yeah, I can lift my toes up like that to get the
That's
stretch.
it, that's fine, that's fine, yep. Does that feel comfortable?
Yep, that's fine.
Yep. Just hold that for about 10 more seconds. Great. And then we'll go back to some mobility ones. Now you can rest your heel on the step in front of it. So you sort of, yeah, that's it. Great. Move it up a bit further, your heel up to the edge of, yep, that's it. And then you can lift your heel, your toe back towards your, yep, and just drop it down and back up and circles again. So you're not feeling like you're tightening up too much. What you'll probably need to do is give yourself a bit of rest time.
Okay.
Because you don't want to overdo it either.
So
in the way
you're
of
looking at each exercise, how many reps would I do?
Yeah, so I'd probably start with getting yourself used to it because it's a new exercise. So you probably want to start with 8 and build up to, if you could manage 12 reps, and then have a rest with some mobility after it, which is the circles that I just showed you then. The circles either clockwise or anti-clockwise, and the stretch after the exercise.
Yep.
And do that 3 times over.
Okay.
That's a good start. Another one that you can do is, I guess it's a push down exercise, but you might find, how do you find coming forward on your seat? Are you uncomfortable?
No, I can do that.
Okay, great. All right. Now, what you could do here is put some push down through your heel.
Yeah.
Is your pedal strong enough to, yep, great.
Yeah, this is a pretty strong one.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And this one's a really good one to just tense your quadriceps and your lower limbs, so it's preparing up to almost brace for to get up, if that makes sense.
Yep. So just pushing through my heels onto the pedals.
Yeah, what you want to do here, Bart, is you want to relax your toes, because a lot of people will creep up in the front of their shins a little bit. So you want to still put the weight through your heels, but just relax your toes a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
As though you're almost anticipating to get off your chair. So how you've got your body position's great, because you're almost anticipating to get up. So you're transferring your body weight to centralise that weight. But you're not quite doing it. You're just anticipating and pushing as though you're going to get up. Yeah. So that's a good one. And then you're also preparing your lower limb without you knowing it, strengthening it a little bit more around the ankles and the calves to take that load. Cool.
Perfect.
All right. Do you have any other equipment around you there at home? Have any free weights or TheraBand?
I'm sure. No, at the moment I've only got chairs, and that's about it, I'm afraid.
You've only just moved in here, haven't you? This is just temporary before you go home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, what I could do for now, I think we could start with those couple of exercises to begin with, if that's all right. And then I can get back to you with some more exercises that you could use with the TheraBand.
Okay.
We can start with the chair, and then we can go from there as to what I might get you to do in your bed. Is there anything in particular that you find you challenge with at home, be it getting out of your bed or transferring from anything in particular?
Oh, just transferring from my chair, like I said, to say the toilet when there's not enough support around.
Yep. And is it more the coordination and movement through the transfer, or do you feel weaker in any certain area?
Just weak through the legs.
Yep. Okay, well, I think that's a good start to begin with. And then, as I said, what I could do is give you some more ideas as to what you can add to that list. once we get you used to those exercises. Now, the other thing you've got to be mindful of is you don't want to be doing these too many times a day, because you've got to give your body a bit of a rest and recovery. So it's okay to do these daily, but give yourself a bit of a rest and don't do it too intensely, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So in between your exercises, have a rest and recover, and do your mobility exercises after your exercise of your calf drops, and also your I guess your seated push-ups, in getting up off the chair, out of the chair. And then I guess you want to mix that up with your mobility rotation of the ankles and your stretch too, if that's all right.
Yep, perfect.
All right. Would you like me to write those down for you and send those through on a piece of paper for you to be able to look at?
Yeah, that'd be excellent. Thank you.
If you can flick it through, I think we took down your email before, so yeah, if we can just flick those through by email, that would be awesome, and you'll have a
that'd be great.
copy. Cool.
No, that's good. I guess I think that's a really good start. And if we start pacing those activities up, I can introduce some other activities for you too later on.
And you just want me to source some TheraBand, or how would I go about getting that?
If you can, that would be fantastic. If you can't, sometimes I'm in a situation where I might be able to find some for you and get back to you. So please have a look around and see if you can. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
And we can take it from there.
I believe they've been selling it at Kmart lately.
Yeah, they're Rebel and Kmart. A lot of sports shops have it. If you were to get it, I suggest that you definitely get the band that's not too thick. So in the way of the tubing, sometimes that can cut in a bit around your legs. So sometimes the thicker band is better, because you can spread that out over your leg and work around that. So we could start with that and then see how things go from there.
All right, perfect.
Awesome, cool. So I had a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. Can you see the screen at the moment?
No, Stephen will just bring it around here.
Okay, cool. Do you want to spin around the screen? I've just got a couple of pictures. I'm just going to show you my internet for a moment. So there we go. So can you see a picture of a rail here?
Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, this isn't where you're going to for the long term. And once you get back to your home again, we'll probably do a really good look. But in the meantime, I think between the bench there, we also need something for you to hold on the other side if you want to be able to get in that bathroom by yourself.
Okay.
So if we can clamp on this rail to the bath, it won't work forever, because it doesn't take a whole lot of weight. But while you just need that little bit of extra support for the next month or two, this will probably get you through.
Okay.
And also just around the toilet, something like this.
Yes.
So I don't know if you can imagine, but it would sit around the toilet with that bar sitting just underneath the thing.
Yeah, okay.
And I can pop through and order to the suppliers, and we can get that out pretty quickly, delivered. And then I might just zoom you in again, just so we can make sure we set it up to the right height and we've got everything. We can check those stuff at that point in time. But is that kind of the lines of some quick, easy equipment that'll...
Yeah, it is. I guess one of the major problems in this house is when I get to the toilet door, I've got the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink right, but on the door side, there's nothing for really me to put my hand on. So like I'm taking all the weight on my right arm, and I have to spin around out of the chair to get there. So that's where I kind of feel pretty weak. Like there's no support on my hand side.
Okay, so we need something temporary, because this is not where you're staying. And we need something that you can hold on with your left hand. Is that what you're saying when you get up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Cool. So I do have something in mind. It's probably not the perfect thing, and usually it's used for hopping up off a couch. But I think it might just get us through. So it's been a while since I've got one of those, so I might have to spend a bit of time looking that up. And is it okay if I email you that later on?
Yeah, that is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and just flick me back whether you're okay with it or not. If you're not, we'll come up with another plan. We'll have another look. But if you're okay with it, then like the toilets around, we'll just put it in order, get it out to you.
Perfect.
A couple of quick things today. I just because I've noticed you've just moved in here. I did want to check for Tanya as well, just what you have in the fridge and the cupboard at the moment. Like,
Oh,
I think it's pretty short at the
I think
moment.
it's pretty bare, to be honest there, Kieran, but I'll check.
Do you want to take us through?
Yes, nothing.
Not much to work with. Okay.
Not much to work with at all.
Yeah, so I guess this gives, because Tanya's already got a bit of a few thoughts here about a couple of tweaks, just to make sure that you don't lose weight as we're going along. Like, I know it's pretty early stages with the M&D, but yeah, we do worry about people finding it a bit harder to swallow later on.
Yep.
And just want to make sure that you can keep on that weight as long as possible.
Okay.
Tanya, are you happy to pull some suggestions together?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the main thing is, I mean, at the moment it's access in these times to make sure that you get enough food, and I can like plot out what you might need for a 3-week time frame if that was to happen, sort of a food pack, what you'd want to have in the pantry. But the other thing is, apart from actually finding it hard to swallow, the other thing to look out for is if you're finding it hard to actually cut your food, put it in your mouth, because once that starts to happen, people can also lose weight. So it's that losing weight and function that can have a whole flow-on effect. So they're things we want to monitor. One of the ways is by asking you whether you're eating less, and asking you whether you're having swallowing problems, asking you whether anything's changed with being able to bring things to your mouth, you know, even drinking, because there's lots of things we can put in place. It sounds like everything's running smoothly for now, but they will be check boxes that, like, if Kieran reviews you and I'm not on that review, he can check those things for me, and if everything's fine, that's fine. But as or if they change, we want to just keep our eye on it.
So we'll probably ask you a whole lot of questions that aren't a problem at the moment. That's pretty normal for us. But it is just a bit of, preparation. Make sure we don't miss anything as we go along. One of the things I did notice, like when Michelle asked you to shuffle forward a bit and you didn't feel super stable on that chair, it kind of looks from the outside that it's not quite long enough for your legs there. Can I just have a squeeze? Are you sitting as far back as you can at the moment?
Yeah, that's me fully in the back of the chair now.
Yep. And Stephen, would you be able to take a measurement? How much room do we have between the chair and the back of the knee there? You're going to have to come in pretty close, and if you can, and just move it right back against the cushion where the support starts. Yep. So we've got about 10 centimeters there. We like to have that closer to 5. So we're going to have to get you a new cushion as a bit of a priority. Otherwise, you're going to get sore in that chair.
Okay.
And I can check the chair another time because obviously we've got a few appointments booked in. But let's start with the urgent things. Can we get what length is that cushion at the moment? So Stephen, can you just measure the actual cushion itself, the length of it?
Can you just hold your finger on the end? Okay. At 400 millimeters.
Cool. So that's a 400 millimeters. So I've got to take that out to about 440. And can we just have, I do need to figure out whether this is too wide or too thin. Are you sitting in the middle of the chair?
Yep, I'm in the middle of the chair now.
Can we just have a bit of a down view and just, I know it's a bit weird, but just seeing how much room. Actually, that's not a bad size for you width-wise, is it?
No, it feels comfortable width-wise.
Yeah, we could almost, can you zoom in a bit on either side? I just want to see how much spare we have room, and with the tape measure as well. Oh, actually, we've only got like a couple of centimeters either side. So we probably don't want to mess with that. So what is the cushion, the actual cushion width, not the width between the arms, but do you have the cushion width there? No, it's a bit hard to measure sometimes.
That's okay. 500 mils.
Okay, 500 mils. And that's just the cushion width? Just the cushion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mil width. Cool. Okay, that gives me a bit of a start, because at least if we get the right cushion in, and I'll ask the rep to pop out when he can and just extend out the support under that base. We'll just make it a bit longer to support that cushion so that you're a bit comfortable sitting in the meantime. And I just wanted to, I'm going to be thinking about, we need to get you a bit more of a long-term chair as well. So if I can just have a look from the back and see how, I know I've seen this sort of chair before, so, and I can ask the hospital what all the details are, but I just want to see the positioning. Okay, so it supports most of your back. It's not too bad. Yeah, can we go round to the side? We've got to fix up that headrest at some point. At our next appointment, do you have a set of Allen keys in your shed?
Yes, I do.
Cool. So at our next appointment, we might get you to pull out those Allen keys, and I'll work with Stephen on how to set that up right.
Okay.
And from the side there, we could probably go a little bit higher with the backrest as well. You're pretty tall there. But those armrests don't look too bad. So that gives me a few things to go away and work on. There was one thing I noticed. I know that Stephen is still going to help you out while he's staying with you at, say, getting in and out of bed and cars and that sort of stuff. I just wanted to show him a bit of a trick about how to help people to get up a bit safer.
Okay.
I've got my colleague in the office, Asmita. She's another OT. Is it okay if we do a bit of a demo for you?
Yep, for sure. Sounds great.
Cool. I'm just going to spin us round. Sometimes I'd pull out my phone here, but this should do for now. So I'm just going to show you the sort of support that I give. I'm going to have to take my headset off for a moment.
Yep.
But I'll come back and answer any questions in a moment.
Okay. Awesome.
Sitting about there. So what I want to do is move my arm all the way around. This hand.
Oh, sorry, Kieran. Just stop there for a sec. Okay.
1, 2, 3, and set. And then when we walk, can we walk towards the computer screen here?
Kieran, are you there?
Cool. Thanks for
Yeah.
that, Smita.
Yeah.
Kieran?
Oh, we can't see.
Yeah, we can't quite see you.
Okay.
Because your sound's gone. It's not flicking onto you when your sound's not on.
Great.
Yeah, so
Thank you for letting me.
All the videos along the bottom of the screen cut out.
Yeah. And this is what happens with telehealth sometimes. We just need to problem solve. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spotlight my video so I don't disappear. And then we're going to do that one again. Sorry you missed it, but this is how we do.
Is it possible you can angle the camera down too? We can't quite see where you're holding.
Yeah, even more.
Ooh, I think you'll lose it me soon, but okay, let's give it a go.
Yep. That's better.
Having this hand all the way around. Front, yep. 1, 2, 3, stand. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Was that a bit clearer that time?
Yeah, that was a bit better. Yeah, yep.
Awesome. I'm just going to unspotlight me for a moment, make myself a bit more comfortable. So the main things I wanted to show you is just about like when you are a bit at risk of falls, it's always nice to have somebody in close, and it may feel a little bit uncomfortable in close at the start. And the other thing as well, I wasn't like lifting your arm, because as your arm gets weaker over time, you may find that can hurt your arm if you've got your arm up over people. So it's about keeping your arms nice and close in and having basically a hand all the way around you.
Okay.
Make it a bit easier to, to not catch you, but just to give you that support regardless of which way you might be swaying.
Okay.
Cool. Does that give you something to go on with for the next week or so until we catch you again?
Oh, it sure does. Yep. I especially like the supports because that's where I was struggling, and the strength exercises for the calves, and good to know my nutrition's on track as well. So we've covered all bases.
Cool. Is there anything else that Tanya or Michelle you wanted to add today?
That's all good from me.
I would like to quickly just summarise, I guess, so there's no confusion as to what needs to be done from here. So I guess the important thing, can you see me am I cutting out? Okay, cool. I guess what I really want you to do is, we've identified 4 exercises that you could do. I'm just going to put down my video so you can see it. So hopefully you can see me.
Yep.
I might have to do it. Technology, hey?
Yeah.
There you go. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Might have to go this way. No. All right. So I'm just going to hold it out here and hope that you can see what I'm doing.
Do we want to see your feet?
Yep.
Cool.
Want to see my feet, yep.
Angle it down a bit more. Yeah, and I'll just spotlight you for now. Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
I'm going to spotlight.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
So the first one is obviously you're going to be
Actually, I'll just stop you again. Sorry, Michelle. The problem on the iPad is they have all the video screens down the bottom of the iPad. Oh, that's right. We've turned them off. We're okay. Yep, we're perfect.
Okay.
Carry on. Yep.
Rightio.
Yep,
So
perfect.
the first one is that you're going to be doing is where you've got your foot on your little pedals, steps, like this.
Yep.
And basically what I want you to do is I want you to actually raise your heels.
Yep.
Like that.
Okay.
Sorry about my footwear.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then for a relief stretch after it, you drop your heel down.
Oh, yes.
Can you see that?
Yep.
It's up and it's down. And for a stretch. Now, because your step can be brought out and you can actually push down on it, you can actually push down a little bit further if you move your foot out off the pedal, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Then, of course, you've got your mobility ones. So the third one is your circles. And you can rest your heel to do those. You can go up and down.
Yep.
Or if you wanted, you can do it in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, the last one is your push down, where you go to actually simulate getting up out of the chair. And of course, you want to make sure as you had it, your body line is on an angle.
Okay.
Anticipating with your feet, with your case, your feet are out a bit further here, this way rather than backwards.
Sure.
And you're pushing through your heels, relaxing your toes, but still pushing through the mids of your feet to anticipate pushing up out of the chair. You use your hands on the handles to support you to get that strength through your movement. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
So a bit of a half stand almost. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, like a half. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, what else have I got there? To make it easy, obviously, I typically like to send through the exercises to you on paper, so you've got a visual. It was a bit difficult doing the video because it's on a phone, so I apologise for that. So then you've got a visual as to what to use. Some people find benefit in hydrotherapy too. Have you ever used anything like that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, I can talk to you about that maybe in the next few sessions.
Yep.
And that could be based on your access to it and if you're interested in doing that. But for now, I'm definitely happy to work with these strength exercises in helping with the transfers as a priority. The other thing that some people find they are challenged with is their cardiovascular fitness. How do you find moving around the house in your chair? Do you find that you get breathless easily? And
Oh, well, this one's electric, so not too bad on this one.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, rightio. I might have another chat to you, I guess, about how we might be able to address that too in the future.
Yep.
But for now, our priority is to get that initial strength gain around your lower limb to support you with your transfers. Are you happy with that?
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Adriana, as you're aware, we can telehealth in with you. We'll make a few appointments. Probably each of us will see you individually at different times.
Yep.
It was just good to get us all on the same page today, seeing as all of us will be seeing you a few times over the next while. So, So we'll each give you a call or send you an email to book in some more appointments. But thanks for turning up today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Catch you later. And I'll catch up with my lovely colleagues for a few minutes more. But you're all good today.
Excellent. Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks. See you,
Thanks,
Adrian.
Next time. Awesome. So there should be a end meeting or leave meeting button somewhere in the bottom corner.
Oh, here we go. We're getting it. Yeah, perfect. All right. See you later.
Fun the first time.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
I know. Here it is. We got it. Leave meeting.
Cool. Okay, so some of the things thanks guys for helping me out with this demo today.
Right.
Some of the things I just wanted to touch base if you've got time about was some of the things we saw in that video, and also some of the challenges. So I'm sure we all have our own challenges with technology sometimes. One of the things I often find is giving people a call, telling them that we're going to be calling them. That was perfect timing with that phone call coming through. Giving people a call, say 10 minutes before the appointment, and talking them through the process, because a lot of people are really scared about the idea of having to click on a link and whether it's going to work or not, and just putting people's minds at ease that if it doesn't work out today, it's okay. I'll be on the phone. I can talk you through it. I can take you all through the steps of go to your computer, open up your email, all that sort of stuff. There is some people use lots of different platforms for telehealth. I like Zoom because it's got a lot of functionality, and we saw some of those today with being able to share what was on my computer screen, so I could talk about that. You can also, if you open up the chat function, you can send people files. So if you've developed a nutritional plan while you're talking, dietetic plan, you can send that through and they can download it from their end. It's often really helpful having a phone like we had today, so we could go around the home and see different parts, as well as being able to have a laptop or a computer as well, just with the good quality audio. The headsets may make a difference, but also, Michelle, you're in a closed room today, which made it so clear for us, which was great. Good quality audio. So, yeah, there are some things which I commonly find go wrong where, for example, if they're on a phone and they log in and they start their video and you're seeing the wrong side. So they've got, you know how you have a front and back camera with a phone? They've got the wrong one and they're like, oh my God, what's happening? And you say, let's just take a breather. What you want to do is find an icon on your phone that looks like a camera with some different arrows around it, and click on that, and usually that will problem solve it for them and to go to the other camera. The other thing I find is people are often don't quite understand the mute button. So we might need to take them through that there is a mute button down the bottom and they're on mute and they'll need to click it and unmute. And then just testing. So often the very first time I see people over telehealth, I spend the first 15 minutes just problem solving. And that would be pretty normal. But the second or third time round, we're usually really smooth. So it's worth investing up front. And if they get really worried and they just want to phone in, but you still want to have a few people on our end, you can always use Zoom and give them the option of calling the Zoom number, which brings them into the room with you. They can't see you in that case, but it gives them a bit of a backup option, especially if you've got some audio issues. They can phone in instead and still use the camera on their phone. So you can kind of mix up technologies as well. But yeah, just being really gentle with people about the tech issues and that we can work our way through it. And sometimes we need to get a headset, like things like that, to fix things.
Yeah. It was interesting actually to go through that, because I didn't realize how limiting it is with a phone. You don't have that distance with you. You've only got the arm distance.
Yeah.
So it's good to sort of run through a process like that. So it's good.
And so there's a few, that's a great one to bring up, because there's a few hints and tips that I use. So, you know, like when we were in the bathroom and I said, can you prop it on the bath? And that way I could actually see the whole room. So when I'm demonstrating from my end, if I have often I'll log in my computer and I'll log my phone in. So I've got my computer to do all my typing and stuff. And then I'll log my phone in like you're doing, Michelle, and the phone is movable. And then for those physical demonstrations, I'll often prop the phone on the windowsill. And that can really help because the light comes in from the back, like from the window, which really lights you up and makes that video really clear. So if there's a place you're going to, and propping it on the windowsill can often give you that right height that's really far away, where you can see everything. So that's a little hint and tip for some of those physical demos. I didn't have that today in my office, but
that's really good, because then you can, if you've got your phone, if you've connected via your phone and your laptop, and if you can still see your laptop while you're using your phone, you can see what it looks like.
Totally, look what it looks like for them. And some of the things you guys might not have known for the background, but I'm in control of the meeting as the host because I set it up. So as we were going along, when I wanted a video to stay on the screen, you know, those times where it flicked
Yep.
off me and I'm like, oops,
Yeah.
forgot about that one. And it's okay to make mistakes in telehealth, like totally fine. As you found out, it's fixable. When you're the host, there's on the video, when you hover over it, there's a button which has 3 dots on it. And if you click on that, you can choose to spotlight the video. And that just means that that video
So
stays on the
that's what
screen.
spotlight means. Okay.
Yep, spotlight
Oh,
the
so
video.
that means that screen stays as the primary one, do you mean?
Yes, yeah. Because otherwise the screen that stays will be the one that is the
last one
person
who
talking
spoke?
most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to fix it on somebody, you spotlight the video. You've just got to remember to stop spotlighting, and it'll come up with a button on the video that says cancel the spotlight.
As a student, there's a number of roles that you can play in telehealth. So one of the things that we'd like you to do is to practice with the technology beforehand. So that usually involves getting a peer, getting them and yourself to log in, and just getting yourself used to the technologies, the common issues, and some of the features that you can use with telehealth. We'll also want you to explore some of the research around telehealth in your profession, especially in the specific caseloads that you might be working with. You can use telehealth to observe health professionals working with clients, and also for yourself to work with clients directly. As a student, you've often got some extra time which you can use to phone clients and talk them through the process of setting up telehealth at their end. So that's a way that you can be of service to your placement and to help the client to troubleshoot some of their telehealth issues. And for a lot of health professionals, they might be transitioning to telehealth for the first time. Whereas as a student, you've often got some familiarity with online technologies like Skype or FaceTime through either your own life or through the online learning that we do at universities. So taking some of your own experience and skills that you've already developed and transferring them to telehealth can help to support the practice and the health professionals that you're working in. And I'd like to thank these people on the screen for help with putting together this video.